Hey everybody, welcome to TTT Urban Homestead. Do my video a little bit different today. It's going to be a tour, but I'm just going to do little sections at a time. Usually in the morning, I come out and I start checking the greenhouse. And the main thing I'm focused on is the temperatures right now, because cucumbers require 50 degrees or above. So I've got these little heaters that I run at night. And I call them Crisco heaters. Some people call them clay pot heaters or something like that. But so I have a candle that's underneath these things, and I'll show you in a minute. But here's my little candle making station, and I actually have soy candle wax. I have actually used Crisco before, but seems like the soy wax is actually cheaper. I figured it up per pound, and it's actually cheaper, and it actually burns better and longer. So these candles will burn, that I have underneath here, will burn about almost 24 hours. And I also have a Mr. Buddy heater. It's a propane heater, but I did not turn that on last night. Just gonna get my temperature gun. I got a little temperature gun that can tell you. So I'm shooting this at the top of the clay pot. And the metal. So the top of the clay pot is about 170 degrees. Let me try this one. $150 on that one. And then these fans that I have are thermal fans. A lot of people use them on their like potbelly stoves or wood burning stoves, and they can put it on the top, and then once it heats up enough, it starts circulating the air a little bit. It's not a lot, but it's enough. Another one back here. And the temperature on that one is about 150 at the top. So if I'm circulating 150 degree air a little bit around the cucumbers, they're fine. I've been doing this about a week now. Once it gets below 50, I'm turning some kind of heat on. I also have an electric heater, BioGreen heater, that is probably not on right now. All of this is controlled by these devices. So I've got a hot one and a cold one. These are the type that you can only run either hot or cold, but you can switch it. But I just hooked them both up. So once it gets to below a certain temperature, I believe I have the heater one set at 56. I've set it at 55. So if it gets below 55, then that electric heater cuts on. And like right now in here with the sun shining, it's showing 67, and the probes are right here inside, right above the cucumber area. I also have another probe which is tied to this device, Inkbird device, but I don't have it hooked up to where I can do this one actually controls automatically. It switches on the cold and the hot, the fans or the heater. So I just don't have that one hooked up right now. these are actually more reliable, so I like them a little better. But this one does have a Wi-Fi connection, and then I have these Logia. I've got a Uni. I got a display thing in a little small device that has a display on it that has these three Unis, and there's another one down at the end of these other raised bag system. This side can be a little cooler. Notice we got the radishes and stuff, and all the strawberries. They can survive even freeze. Tomatoes don't act like they're going to die at 50. They will slow down their growth a little, but that's fine for right now because I don't need these to be growing real fast. Um, main focus is the cucumbers and the melons. And right now, I'm actually showing some cucumbers that have, it looks like I've germinated them. I'm sorry, pollinated them. I use a Q-tip to do it with the male and female flower. And it looks like I've actually got, because there's another baby on there. There's a small one right there, and then there's a bigger one below. So that's telling me that cucumber is growing. And there's another one there. So I've actually got cucumbers growing. I think it's March 22nd. So March 22nd in the greenhouse. Got to keep it above 50. And instead of using all electric, I'm supplementing with these candle heaters. So, okay, so I'm going to pause it here, break it here. And this is just, hey, buddy, that's Mr. Rocket. I'm going to pause it here, and then I'll get back to you guys with some more updates on the TTT Urban Homestead. All right, updating on the front yard. I have this container here that last year I did kind of a wildflower mix. And I really liked how it turned out. So I did it again. You can get the wildflower mixes at Home Depot, Walmart. For the butterfly mixes, and they got different types. But I sprinkled some on top of of this container. Also did it in this container. It looks like some things are actually starting to pop up. And this is the strawberries, getting still getting a lot of blooms. We'll see if we don't get a freeze. If we get a freeze, it'll knock some of those out. But the plants have been here all winter through I think we had snow one time, ice the other, freezing temperatures down to 15 degrees, and these strawberries do very well. I also added some wildflower mix in here. I have been working on the front flower section. I don't know if I'm going to call it red, white, and blue this year. I'm pretty much just going to try to fill this thing up with different types of flowers. I got some winter flowers here that survived the winter, pansies. I could have filled it up with pansies, but I'll do that maybe next year. Just cleaning this up. I've actually raked this down. I'm going to try to get wood chips down on everything and get any of the weeds. Getting the weeds out down here, and then go ahead and top that off with wood chips. Hopefully things will grow as good as they did last year. But I had a tarp, a weed block tarp down, and I don't know, I just didn't like it was a real thick one, and I just didn't like the soil underneath was just compacted, and it seemed like it wasn't getting even moisture like it should have. So I'm hoping that with the wood chips, And most of the time with wood chips, the moisture does go down and seep in a little slower, and then the wood chips will also bring up the worms and things like that, and kind of rejuvenate the soil a little better. Got plenty of wood chips. Mentioned that last week if you want to watch that, but the wood chips are over here. It's about a 2.5 foot deep pile of wood chips from the truckload we got last year. This is the spinach bed right now. Spinach is looking good. I'm pretty sure this stuff's going to shoot up in the next few weeks once it really gets a little warmer. Collard greens and a couple mustard greens. Collard greens, I know from last week, have definitely shot up. I have been giving them a little more water because it's actually been really dry around here. And the mint, I got to get in here and clean this up. Maybe I'll do that some today and then maybe update it later. This is my oregano. Yep, oregano. I got 2 plants of that. I'm going to try to propagate some of this because I've really been reading up on the cucumber plants and their partner type plants that you can plant with them. And I think I used to grow marigolds all the time. I mean, that's all I had was marigolds. That whole fence line was marigolds. I didn't plant anything but marigolds. In the backyard, I had marigolds, but I never had the cucumber bug. So when I stopped planting marigolds, last year, all of my cucumbers and little melon plants were destroyed by the cucumber bug. So I'm going to bring everything back that I used to grow, like marigolds. Maybe not in this front bed, but I'm going to definitely plant them, especially around the cucumbers. And then any other partner plants, they say onions, beets, and there's another one that I'm going to grow. That's really supposed to be the top one, and I'll put the name in the video because I forgot the name of it. All right, so I'm gonna go to the back. Hold on. What are you doing, buddy? All right, so this raised bed, I've got the collard greens on the back side. They're looking good. This bed does get shade in the afternoon. It's not as prominent now. The shade will really be kicking in once this I think it's an oak tree, once it produces leaves, this will be shaded after say 2 in the afternoon. Couple rows of 4 rows of onions, 2 red onion, 2 yellow onion, and some radishes over here on the back end, and mustard green. Carl's been out harvesting the mustard greens. Mustard greens in a bag. You guys have seen this mustard green. This is a Swiss chard. Looks like it's popping up a little better now. I might come in and it looked like it was damaged this winter, like some of those outside leaves. And then that one looks like it's really starting to, it kind of produces like a stalk like celery, and then you have the leaf on the end of it, but it's really good if you chop it up and stir fry it. You can put it in soups and stuff like that. And then my broccoli's going to seed, so I'm just going to collect those. And another broccoli in the bag. These are my lemon cypress now. These are on some of my other videos. I had these when they were, I think I bought them from Dollar General. They had them on sale for $1 a piece after Christmas. I think some people buy them at Christmas time or something. And it was on the sellout rack or whatever. drop price rack, but they were $1 a piece, and they were literally 2 to 3 inches tall when I bought them. So that's pretty impressive. I probably need to transplant those. They do say they grow 60 feet, but I'm not putting them in the ground. So I got spinach, and it looks like it's starting to pop up in these bags. Not so sure the germination time on those, but it's popping up. They're popping up. I can see them here, right there. One bag has quite a few. Yeah, this one has quite a few popping up. So just let those do what they do. Got the onion. The garlic is looking real good. Lots of onions coming up. This bag, I actually, when we were planting the onions, I had labeled the onion, the bag. I put the tag in the bag, but we never actually planted it. I was wondering why nothing was popping up in the bag. So I just replanted it a few days ago. Actually, not replanted it. I planted it for the first time. We must have missed the bag when we were sticking the little onion bulbs in. But this one was planted original time, and this one, they're all popping up. This bag's the same situation. I put the little tag in there, but never actually put the bulbs in. So there's two bags that they're a little slower, but they'll catch up. So just an update on, this is my original greenhouse. If you look at any of my videos, you'll see this greenhouse involved in a lot of stuff, and I've done a lot of things with it. I've even changed the siding was going left and right. I changed it so that it goes up and down. Even the roof was like, I don't know why, just the way they had you lay the plastic. But I'm working on a project. I'm emptying this out, and I want to turn this into what they call cold storage. I'm going to move it down. I have a little slab of concrete right behind that bunch of junk in the way there too, where my gas tanks are, and I'm going to move it there, put a floor down first. I have to build a floor because there is no floor. And then I'm going to take all the clear plastic off and turn it into a cold storage. So there's several steps to that I'll keep you updated on it. This is my gas filling station for the little buddy heater. It's got these little canisters that you fill up with gas, and this is where I do that. And I'm going to figure out what I'm actually paying, because I paid like $15 yesterday, and the gas was $2.75 a gallon, $3.75 a gallon, I think. But I don't use that much, so I mean, that's the whole point. Like, is to save on electricity. It's just I'm not conserving electricity. I just don't want to pay so much for it. When I grew tomatoes last year in a little greenhouse, and I was heating everything up, it was so expensive, and I don't even want to talk about it. So is it worth it to grow stuff over the winter, like even cucumbers and tomatoes, and then you're spending just so much more on electricity if you're using electric heat? So I'm going to have to come up with a system where, if I'm going to try to do that, I'm going to have a lot of supplemental heat. I've got three of these buddy heaters. Three of the buddy heaters, they look like this. You saw the one in the greenhouse. And I'm thinking the other method would be to also really shore up the greenhouse just so that it's completely sealed up, maybe in the wintertime or something like that. we'll see how if I can plan it out and then see how far we can go. The biggest thing with growing in winter would be the heat. It would be the daytime temperatures are fine if you have sunlight. Sunlight, it heats these things up 30 to 40 degrees over what's the outside. So you're good during the day. So it's the nighttime that you have to pay attention to the low temperature. So whatever the plants call for that you're growing, if you go below that temperature, they either die or are stunted. So with tomatoes, it's normally 55 degrees. So you don't want to go below 55. They'll survive below 55, but if you want them to produce tomatoes, you got to keep it above 55. Cucumbers, you just can't go below 50, or they act like they are frozen. They will die. So that's that. So anyway, so I'm gonna walk around this way. So this is my composting area. This is where we mix up different types of soil. I got my neighbor across the street has chickens, so I get his chicken clean up after chickens. He's got a big pile over there, so I go over there once every 2 weeks or so and get a couple wheelbarrowfuls of that. I put it over here, and then I mix that in. I don't use that stuff straight because it's so strong, so I don't use it. It's too much nitrate, so I mix it in. So a lot of my bags have chicken. Their chicken waste, chicken manure, is the actual fertilizer. Now this is what I put up to store the stuff I had in the greenhouse, just to keep it dry as much as possible. Most of the stuff is fine. Really, no electronics in here, so that's good. And in my other shed, I normally come down this way, but my other shed, I have any electronics and stuff like that, like my heaters. I keep that in here because it just keeps it's dry. It keeps it more dry. So, okay. Well, if I have anything else to update, if not, like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.